Hello everybody, Hamp Thomas here, and for those of you that know me, I'm going to talk about my favorite subject, which is square footage, and this little project I've been working on over 10 years. I've been working on square footage for over 20 years, and this particular project for over 10 years. And you know, I complain all the time about the problems with square footage data. So what am I going to do about it? There has to be a solution. So that's what I've been working towards and finally got finished. Today we're going to talk about square footage and all the names used for finished square footage and why it matters. You know, the names we hear: LiDAR, big data, MLS, tax records, and artificial intelligence. The future depends on what we do right now and the steps that we take. You know, if you look through tax records and MLS, you know, whether it's heated area, heated square footage, heated HTD area, finished area, main finished area, square footage finished, base square footage, base area, GFLA, or what appraisers are required to call GLA. You know, this is just a short sample of this, because in MLS systems, I have over 50 different names for finished living area. And in tax systems, you know, MLS and tax systems each have over 50 different names for finished square footage. How is artificial intelligence supposed to sort that information? Big data can never work without getting to be better data. You know, one of the biggest problems we have in the real estate industry is home pricing, the way it's sorted and compared. Agents list it one way, appraisers list it another, assessors another, and automated valuation models and computer valuations do it another way. With over 100 names for finished square footage, big data is full of bad data, and it is cancerous to any artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is going to be great, but it's never going to work until we get better information. Now, what we got to do? The cure to data cancer. What I'm going to show you is the cure to data cancer. We are filled with bad data in big data. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are full of bad data taken from MLS systems across the country, and nothing intentional, but they've been taught to use tax records, or, you know, there's all these different methods for measuring square footage, and there's just so many different names. We got to get outside this box that came along that was never designed, you know, to grow and see into the future. You know, the fact is, now Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, what do? They mandated the ANSI measurement standard for all mortgage loans. That's a pretty big step in the right direction to getting us towards a measurement standard, but we still got to get the same language of real estate, or square footage especially, because square footage is the currency of real estate. It really is. Other than location, square footage is the absolute biggest impact on a home's valuation. Not my opinion, that's just a fact of real estate. ANSI uses specific categories for finished square footage, but nobody else does. Tax records and MLS systems each have over 50 different names we already talked about, but confusion in communicating square footage data is an understatement. Anybody that's done appraisals understands this. They've complained about it for the last 20 years. And it's always, you know, you got 3 or 4 different numbers for the same house. That is a problem. You know, big data, computer learning, and artificial intelligence all rely upon accurate data, and that is something the real estate industry currently does not provide. You know, all this talk of appraisal modernization is absolutely useless until everyone speaks the same language of square footage. Big data depends on better data. Now, when everybody talks about data. What the heck is data? There's three sources of square footage and real estate information or data. It's the MLS, public records, and appraisal data. So that information has got to come basically from one of those sources, or it could be, older compute or appraiser files or something like that. But basically all our data is coming from those three sources, and they're filled with inaccurate square footage data. Now you get a computer model and you put price per square foot on a house that's got three different numbers. Which square footage number are they gonna select? It depends. You say that a lot in the real estate industry, but it really does depend on the computer model, who wrote the algorithm. It can change the value significantly. But let's see. Let's go past this. Everybody said this one house, MLS showed it with 4239. Cuba Casa had 3595. Who is right and does it matter? Yes, it absolutely does matter. In this case, that's 644 square feet of difference. Ask the owner if they would like their house to be 644 square feet larger. Come on, guys. Even, let's say it's $150 a square foot, and they think they got 644 square feet more. That is a lot of money, and it's real money. This is not made up information. This is real money, and it affects real people's financial futures. And we're going to be, if we're the real estate professionals, we need to do this stuff better, and we need to get it right. Until the MLS makes a national mandate for ANSI or, some residential measurement standard, and the categories used for reporting square footage are the same in all MLS systems, appraisals, CMAs, and especially big data, they can never price real estate accurately. Big data depends on one central language of real estate. It always will. Until this happens, though, big data has improved all it is capable of improving with the current information that we have available for big data anyway. Let's talk about, should we have learned our lesson from Zillow? Come on, guys. This thing, Zillow launched their home buying program all across the country, and homes were purchased and resold with great hopes of making, huge financial gains. What did they do? They lost $750 million. What did I say? $750 million based on using a lot of logarithms they created. And guess what? Zillow has a lot of data. Data is not always accurate, and if anybody ever proved it, Zillow did. Imagine what Zillow's scale is, and now turn that over to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and we are talking about a cancer of monumental proportion here, guys. Mac took the first step, so let's give them credit. They mandated ANSI, so now we just got to get the National Association of Realtors on board and require every listing to be professionally measured. The quality of all real estate valuations would improve almost immediately, guys, and it would be a dramatic improvement, and the future of big data would actually look right. If Fannie Mae wants to go to, big data and online valuations, they got to get better data, and then they may actually get what they want, which I still think is a bad idea, but they may get the information they hope to get anyway, which right now is not possible. This little bitty form right here, it's the square footage summary form, and it's just this one page. It took me 10 years to finish that one page, but what did we do? ANSI speaks in a very specific language of square footage. So we started with the base of ANSI, and how they talk about finished square footage. They don't even use the word GLA in ANSI, so I took what ANSI is based on and just expanded it so that this form could be used in appraisals, MLS, in tax information. It could be used throughout the industry. And in this form, in this little pack, there's a new disclosure form, in which in the real estate industry, normally we have a disclosure form for everything, but not the one number at the heart of every valuation, which is what? Square footage, you guessed it. All right, so this form and list is available, and there's a new 1-hour class coming out soon that will teach you how to use this form. It's not rocket science. It just everybody will understand this form. It'll take just a little bit of time for you to learn how to use this, learn how to report it, for MLS to have, the fields provided that will let this work. This could change the future of big data. And it is time for something new. We need to move to the future and let artificial intelligence be better. Let's let it work. But it's time to cure data cancer, because at the end of the day, size absolutely matters. So there's a new form. If you want to get a copy of this form now that it's through with all the definitions and everything, contact Hamp Thomas at housingtechnologies@gmail.com. housingtechnologies@gmail.com. Request the square footage form. I'll send you the form. The information is free, the disclosure form. It's time to shake up the real estate industry. All this talk of modernization, well, here's a new system that actually will work and will cure the big data cancer that we have, guys. Here's the solution to big data being better data. Let's take advantage of it. Thanks for watching.